better keep your seatbelt on. They do the look. Everyone's like, oh, what's up, y'all? I'm Mark. I'm Rafi. I think that's the dead giveaway. We back. Another episode. Mark and Rafi. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Another day, taking it day up, day by day. How you doing?
I feel it. Man, that's always a loaded question for me. I'm here. I'm alive. Trying to stay positive. You know how it goes.
Yeah. Well,
Uh, Not loving the weather. Not loving winter. I don't know about everybody else out there or where you live. If it's winter, man, like it's it's wild because it's like, you're stuck in the house going stir crazy, but at the same time, I don't want to leave the house, but I know like mentally I should. Bingo is my only outlet at the moment, which is dope. We won on Monday.
hell yeah.
Big
Woo.
wins, big wins. I needed that. Maybe that's the win to start turning my life around. But yeah, man, just we here.
Yeah. No, it's the same way down here in the southern east. Florida is it's cold. It's like 50s or 60s here, and
I
yeah.
wish. I wish.
I know it'd be like 70 degrees here. People would be like, "Oh, break out the coats." But yeah, the weather down here is not it fluctuates though here in Florida. It's not as bad as up in the Northeast where
It's a high of 19 today, man.
oof,
Yeah,
yeah.
not great. It's mad windy too. Like as soon as you're like, oh, you step outside, you just get gusted. You're like, nope, I ain't. Nope, back inside. Even the dog, I open the door. He's like, nah, dude, I ain't. Mm-mm. He peed right on the door, and then he's back in. He's like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and I'll say you got like a bigger dog. I got like a little schnauzer. Bet you my little schnauzer wouldn't even want to go anywhere outside up there.
Nah.
Yeah. The yeah, it's raining right now, but I mean it's Florida. It rains, then it stops. It's not really like cold rain or anything, so that's always a good thing. But man, the we're over here complaining about the weather, man. We got planes crashing and
I
people.
mean, it's not funny. It's crazy. It's
No,
wild.
no, yeah, I get it. Yeah, that was just yeah, I know what the laugh was. It was like, hey, yo, yeah, our problems are minuscule in comparison to
Yeah.
people on these airplanes that are going down, which I mean, right now they said that there's really no correlation with anything. They have to do a lot of research and looking into it and stuff. But man, I couldn't imagine being on an airplane. And granted, this last one, all like everyone survived, and like I think only like a couple, I think it was like 20 something people were like injured, but that would be wild to be landing, and all of a sudden, you're sideways, and all of a sudden you're upside down and stuff.
Like, better keep your seatbelt on. Everyone in a rush as soon as they land and rip their seatbelt off and stand up. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you standing up, dude? Where are you going? It's like we all know what's about to happen. They're gonna get off the front rows first. Everyone's like quick to stand up and just hover over you and just. I'm like, bro, please sit down. Where you? And then I can't, dude. I hate flying. Like
Yeah.
the amount of things that I really dislike and the amount of things that I keep on doing that I dislike, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand myself sometimes.
I think it's no, yeah, I feel like you express like a feeling that we all kind of feel because I feel that same kind of way, except for it doesn't really bother me as much.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I see people getting up and running, and I want to believe, and maybe this is the difference between me and you is I want to believe that these people have like a connecting flight or their daughter is on life support
It,
and
it,
right or something. Right, you're right.
I mean, yes, I feel it, but it's the same thing with driving, bro. Like when driving around here and all these old ladies just checking me. I'm driving this speed, whatever it is, 65, I'm 65. They fly by me at 85 and they do the look. Everyone's like, like I'm dying in my car or something like that. I'm like, first of all, I'm not in the left lane. Go around me. And why are you so angry? You just sped up to get to the same red light I'm going to, man. Like, what is your mentality like to do these things? If you're a plane stander, please tell me what is like going through your mind as soon as you land. Like, I gotta be up and just standing in case. What is like your thought process? Because I don't get it. I don't
Yeah.
understand it. Everyone's in a rush to get nowhere, man, and living in their own bubble. Like I have somewhere to be. But we all do. That's why we're going somewhere. The just added stress for no reason.
You'll never give them the benefit of the doubt and think that like, oh, this person, man, their life, they must have something important that they need to get to, or that's more important.
Everybody's life got something important they're trying to get to. Like everybody is doing something. Ain't nobody more important. Like I get it if you're on a time crunch. Yo, hey everybody, like my flight is like leaving. I got to sprint. Cool, get to the front, man. Do it. It ain't everybody. There's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
also, we all trying to catch the next flight. Like it is what it is. Like I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Just I hate airports, airplanes,
Mm,
flying, the whole shebang.
mm.
Sitting in them, landing in them, jumping out of them, whatever it's got to do with it. No, Brody, you're dead.
He's talking about his dog. His
he's
dog.
all up, he's all up in my business, but he can't hear nothing, so he don't know what's going on.
He just sees your mouth moving and is wondering,
Yeah,
you giving me a command?
I think he got treats. Brody looks like he's one of the ones to stand up on a plane because he doesn't know what's going on, which is fair. Like. If you're just confused about the airplane thing, let us spell it out for you here. Sit down, man, chill. We all gonna get off at the same time. Like, you're gonna go nowhere.
That's real. That's real. That's real. Yeah, they'll definitely. Yeah, that's wise advice for folks that are on the plane. But I don't think people are ever gonna. And the airport kind of like makes you like want to be like that anyway because of their long lines, whether it's at security or even getting onto the plane. They they designate like hey, if you're group one, you get to get on the plane faster. If you're disabled or you're pregnant or something like that, you get to get on faster and stuff like that. And
But they're still gonna wait for everyone to get on the plane. Like, why do I want to get on faster? Put me on last. I'll be the last person on it. I ain't. We go when I go. You know.
I feel that. Only thing that I will say though with that, I've always been that person that's like, hey, go ahead, and I have military, so I could always just go on first when they call military, but I always just go ahead and just wait. But I did it this one time and I got on last or close to last and there was no bin
Overhead
space,
storage.
overhead storage for my bag and I was like, okay, well now I got to take advantage of the military stuff now. or I got to go on my group is called because maybe the groups are in the certain sections to where the overhead bins will still be available for those that are in those
Yeah.
sections. So that's
Well,
my only.
flying Lion Air for the past few years, I got real used to traveling real light. I got two pairs of underwear and a pair of socks. I'm good. I could be anywhere in 24 hours in the world. I'm on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've been doing that for a while, including your days in the army and stuff. Where I mean, besides when you're rucking, I'm pretty sure you packed pretty light, and when you were,
No, they make you pack way too much. That's why I pack light now. They made me bring three, four A bags. It's like why do I need all this stuff? Like, well, you got your gas mask and your mop system. I was like, listen, if all of a sudden someone rains down some chemical attack on me, I'm just gonna accept it that this wasn't my time. I am now dust to dust. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna rip this thing up out of this bag, but I got to carry this extra 50 pounds everywhere, just bag dragging it back and forth to the flight line. Oh man, it was awful. I feel like that's one thing like non-military people don't really understand about deployments. Like they're like, oh, like Iraq and Afghanistan, like oh, war, it's scary, terrible. Like okay, yes, like bad stuff happens at war. The worst part, Kuwait, hands down, just bag dragging your stuff to the flight line day in and day out. You got to carry 200 pounds of gears. Sit there, it's like 140 degrees, and you sit the flight line. They're like, oh, no flight today. Drag them all the way back up a mountain, sit, wait, and do it every day for like 3 weeks. You're like, dude, this is just kill me now.
yeah,
Like, that's every single body's thought. They're like, I don't even care. Blow me up because I don't want to do this another day.
yeah, yeah, definitely. That's an army thing. Luckily for the Navy, why should you move your stuff on the ship? Your stuff is there. You don't have to move it again until you're leaving the ship.
Nah,
You
I
know.
gotta bag drag all my stuff, get on these little jingle birds, man. These are the most suspect little helicopters you've ever seen. You're like, is this thing supposed to fly? They're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just let us know if something funky happens back there. I'm like, what is funky? They're like, see all the stuff that's funky now? If one of those stops, let us know. I'm like, man, what am I doing? What did I do with my life?
It's all good, man. You're protecting Americans. You were protecting America.
Girl, stop it.
All the all those Americans that you love to, drive next to as they're honking their horn.
I'm gonna say this: when I was in Afghanistan, not one of them ever even knew what America was, 9/11, none of that. They're like, who are you guys and where did you come from? They're like, well, You took our buildings, we take your country. Like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I don't even know nothing about those buildings.
Which is actually kind of funny because it was actually what was it? Osama wasn't even Afghanistan. He wasn't even Afghan. So I mean, he was funded by Saudis
I
and
mean, yeah, but he was in Afghanistan after he was funded
oh
by
yeah,
us,
yeah,
you know. But
definitely
anyways,
not.
don't matter. Didn't make a difference. 20 years spent there, and it's way worse than it was when we got there. I feel real great about spending basically my entire 20s there. That was dope, you know.
Yeah.
Glad I didn't get that college experience, and I got sitting on a mountain getting old artillery shells lobbed at me. That was
Hey,
dope.
you got that cultural diversification though. That's good. You know, you got to learn about different countries and different people and
Facts, facts.
you know, which led you to be able to, be in Belgium and Europe as a whole, and to increase that diversification that that you now have that you want to continue to do.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, it's doing me great wonders as I sit here unemployed in my brother's basement, contemplating the direction of my life. But
to
we'll
put that
figure
in
it out.
context, though, like I mean, it's only been like a month and a half, maybe a month and
It's
three.
been 2 months. It's been 2 months.
Okay, cool.
Still waiting another month for the VA to give me the surgery on my wrist, even though they're like, "Oh yeah, it is broken." I was like, "I told you it was broken." They're like,
Yeah,
"Well, you got to go up there and then talk to him." Like, for what?
yeah,
Call me. It's tell me what you want to do next, and I'll show up for that. But
right, right, right.
anyways, yes. But when you sit and you have a lot of time, like that's like I don't know if this is every human's worst fear, but it's like just being stuck alone with your thoughts, and it's like trying to build a better schedule, but like with all the weather and everything, it's a culmination of all the things. Being back home, like all of these things, it's like, man, what am I doing?
No, no, I
I
get it. I
know
get
there's options out there, but like I said, I keep getting these job offers and this and that. And it's like, dude, I if I take this job offer, like that's it. That's my soul is now gone, and I just got it back. I don't want to lose it again.
it. Yeah, it's ironic you bring that up. I just got an offer from this Marine Force command out in London and to come work at their watch floor. And I was like, oh, yeah, I was like, I don't know if I want to work the watch floor. But the guy sent me an email. He's like, yeah, I saw you applied for this last year. Before I put it out on our ZipRecruiter site, he was like, yeah, I just wanted to see if you want to give you first, dibs at it. So I replied back to him. I was like, yeah, respectfully, no.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah, it was like some like lieutenant colonel. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. Um,
Yeah.
so no, I get you. I get you. Yeah, I'm in that similar boat where I'm like, ooh, it's about that time. I mean, I have a little bit more time, but it's getting close to that time where I need to start applying for new orders, and I'm like, ooh, do I want to?
I know. I know. It's a conversation I had with my buddy the other day. He was like my mentor when I was in Iraq. He's a retired colonel out in like DC area. He's doing big. And he's like, "Oh, just come do this, come do this." I'm like, dude, like you don't understand. Like if I have to take another job doing this, like I can't. I can't. Like what's for? So I can go get a shitty apartment or whatever, like somewhere where I don't want to live, doing something I don't want to do, like just because this is what we're supposed to do as humans. You got to make money to survive. It's like I understand that aspect of it. Like I will figure out how to make a dollar somehow, but it don't need to be the six figures so I can be miserable. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be nice, but like it's got to be different. It's got to be different than how it has been the last 20 years. Because
Yeah. This is
I
t
can't, I
it's
can't
totally
go
random.
another 20 years.
Yeah. This is totally random. Well, not really. It's kind of on the same topic as airplanes, but would you ever consider being like a pilot, like a commercial air pilot?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
the dude that I don't know if you met him, the dude at my last job. That's what he did, and he hated it, and that's why he took the job over there doing that. And he was just like, it's just pilot seems like flying seems fun, like to do it on your own, but like again, like some things that you like doing, like as a job, doesn't translate. Like I love cooking, working as a cook or a chef or something like that. That would be an awful experience. The hours, all of these things, like flying, like nah.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, I just told you I hate airplanes. Like, no, no,
Oh, you said you hate the people on the planes, not
no. No, now I'm gonna be cooped up with them and be in charge of them.
No, you'd be in the cockpit with like, your flight crew and stuff like that. You never know. You might be in the Mile High Club up there and stuff, man.
And I just saved myself from being an alcoholic. That seems like a real quick job to get back and turn into an alcoholic.
It's,
That's all an airport is. It's like an adult playground. Like Tuesday at 7 in the morning, just dudes just getting ripped. You know what I'm saying? No one says nothing. They're like, oh yeah, it's normal. It's like,
yeah.
is it? Like, yeah, it's got to get a flight. You got to get drunk. Like, why else would you do this? You know? It's like, oh yeah, yeah, totally
Well,
normal.
to a certain degree, I mean, if me, you, and we're headed to like Jamaica, I mean, might be kind of cool to get a little tipsy before we bounce there, show up a little bit, kind of, we don't have to be, was it Finland, Iceland, wherever you went, where you broke your wrist type drunk, but we could be, we could be a little ripped, I think that would be okay.
Nah, I don't be liking alcohol no more. I did have like a couple mudslides when we were out Monday for bingo, just because like my brother's wife was getting them. I was like, those look mad good, and they were, but they were a little bit strong, and I haven't drank in a while. I was like, oh, whoa, whoa. But I did win bingo. Boop, boop,
Yeah,
boop.
yeah,
So
right. Where you won some more alcohol,
that is true. We did. We won a gallon of wine, a bottle of vodka, a bunch of stuff. I was like, hell yeah.
Hell
But
yeah.
hey, it's free, it's bingo, try and do things, get out the house that are cheap for everyone. Cause it's like, while I'm home, it's like I want to try to spend as much time with family as I can because I never get it. But it's like trying to get everyone together to do things, It's like, well, no one wants to just come over and sit in the room and stare at each other. So it's like, okay, like, well, what are we gonna do? It's like, I don't know, you figure it out. Man, I don't live here. I don't know nothing to do. Every time I bring up something, they're like, nah, they got that here. I'm like, you've been living here your whole life. Like, they're like, how'd you find that? Look, Google. I just Google things, man. I don't know.
No, no, that's why they have you. You're the one that you're the creative one. That's why
It's
they.
not even that, and I've been realizing that like everywhere I go and all that stuff, everyone's like, "Oh, once you leave, we're all gonna stop hanging out together." Like you're the glue. Like, but like you're just saying this actively, and it's like I understand the reasons because I just force people to do something. Just send a group text to everybody, "Hey, let's go do this," and like most people just don't have anything going on, so they're like, "Yeah, all right." It's not that anyone wants to do it. I'm like, you guys can all do the same thing, or like, do you just not really like each other, and I'm that much of a bully? Like, I don't understand it.
I know. I don't think it's that you're that much of a bully. I do think though that within groups, within friendship groups, family groups, social groups or whatever, like there is that person. There's that person that like leads the group in activities and doing,
Yeah.
and you're that guy. You
I'm the activity guy.
oh,
Nice.
you're the creative person. You're the creative personality who's like, oh, hey, yeah, we can figure out these things to do. Like when, yeah, I remember when you wanted to go to those Michelin star restaurants. To be honest, I don't think I had heard about Michelin star restaurants until I met you, and then I went there and realized that the food is no better than any other food. No,
No, not true. Don't ever listen to Rafi's opinion on food. If anybody out there, if you see Rafi talking about food, like don't listen to him. He don't know what he's talking about. He's literally the fat rat from Ratatouille, just trash, just yeah, it tastes the same to me, dude. It's not. It's not the same.
you're right, you're right. But I'm just saying, whether it's the restaurants, whether it's even finding what's his name, Ahmed, like that's these are things that you
Yeah, we need to get Ahmed on the show. Straight up, number one hustler. I mean, I've never been hustled so much by somebody and just thoroughly enjoyed it the entire time. Like this man was just on point. Like, whew, we'll get him on here. Matter of fact, when we go back out to Amsterdam, we'll sign back up and go hang out on the bridge, do an episode out there.
get some of that hot beer.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. This beer, not good. Said, oh man.
I was I was dying, I was dying when you said, yeah, but the other guy came up and said, oh yeah, this beer is way better than the one that I have.
He said this beer's not nearly as hot as my beer. I was like, is yours boiling? Like, oh man, that was awful. Awful.
Oh man, yeah. But yeah, so you find these activities to do, man. That's cool, man. You got me to go out to London and stuff. Like I probably wouldn't have went out to London or Greece.
I
Mm,
forgot you were out there with us, to be honest.
yeah, well, yeah, but I'm saying.
But well, yeah, yeah. Didn't see you much.
All I have to say is that you're the creative. If we were a rap group, you would be like the Andre 3000. You'd be the guy that'd be like, hey, let's try making this song. Hey, y'all.
Yeah, let's get some flutes.
Yeah, let's get some. Yeah, right. Can we get a French horn in here? I
Mm.
mean, yeah. I mean, and nothing against Big Boy. I'm not saying he, wasn't creative. I'm just saying that, when you listen to Outkast, it's like when you hear you can hear the Andre influence. That guy is definitely, on some next level like creativity type stuff. And that's you. You,
Yeah, I mean, I'm crazy. I don't know. It's not even that. I just want to do things. Like, I
yeah.
get stir crazy, man. I can't sit in the house all day. I gotta go fiddle with stuff.
No, I get that.
Hard for me to even sit still and just talk with you here. This is like a test.
Yeah. But that's why your family chooses you. That's why the group out in Belgium was like, yeah, like they gravitated towards you because they were like, oh yeah, this guy,
This
he's
is
gonna
a bunch of bunking dwelling like intel weenies. And I'm just like, hey, you guys want to go to a rave? They're like, what? I've never. I'm like, yeah, like, why not? Let's go.
right. That's cool. That is
There's so many reasons why people give you why they can't do stuff, and like none of them are valid. I'm like, bro, like if you don't want to do something, just say you don't want to do it. But then you're like, well, actually, I was gonna clip my toenails on Thursday, so like my schedule is just really tough. I'm like, what are you saying to me right now? It's like yes, yes or yes. Like, are we doing this or not? Like, don't hit me with no well, and just yes or no. Like that's it. You don't gotta say nothing else. It's
yeah,
I'm not gonna be offended. I'm gonna go do it either way. It'd be
yeah,
nice if you came with me. If not, I'm cool.
yeah. I will say, yeah, more than half of the time when I actually just get out and do whatever it is that's, is being said to be done, I realized it was like, oh yeah, I'm glad I came. Like if I had stayed in the house, yeah, I might have been cool, but definitely
Right,
not.
we always build it up in our head, like all the social anxieties on that. And what if this? It's like, what if anything happens?
Yeah.
What if you win $1 million? Right? Like, who knows? Like, let's just go out and just have fun. Like, just be you, man. Don't worry about nothing. I think that's what it is too. Is like I definitely attract all the weirdos. I'm like, oh, you're coming home with me. Like, I don't want none of this normal. It's just boring. You're boring. Like, go do something. I
Yeah.
think a lot of like the solo traveling, like my whole life, I guess, kind of helped with a lot of that too, though. I'm like, well, I can either go out and be uncomfortable or I can sit home and be uncomfortable in my head. Like, let me just go out and do something.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, that's probably real. Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think that the reason you do like going out is because it's like, all right, well, I could sit here and be lost in thought, or I rather, or you feel better just being out and about because it's like, you don't want to be at the house just
Yeah.
getting lost in your own thoughts and stuff.
I mean, yeah, I think it's like twofold. Like it's like I want to go out and be a part of society and like meet people and do things like right. I'm human. I want to be a part of something. But at the other time too, it's like I could sit at home forever by myself, but it's like the longer you do that, like being on deployments helps you because you sit for a year just by yourself with your thoughts. You're like, well, life doesn't go on, and you're like, well, I can either go out and do something about it or not. Like I have no one to feel bad for. This is your position. Like I've never been somewhere permanent. Everyone's like, I'm from here. This is my place. Like I know this. I've never been anywhere, dude. Like in 3 years max, I'm at a place and then it's somewhere else. So it's like, well, I can't just stay at home because I don't really have a home and everywhere is new. So if I don't go out, I'm not gonna know anyone, do anything. Like it's easy when you stay in one place and you build in your comfort and your schedule and all of these things and your friends and your group and you have all of that.
Yeah, yeah. No,
I
that's
don't.
Yeah, no, I feel it. I would say a lot of people in the military probably don't really have, well, I don't know about their childhood or prior to the military, but definitely if you're in the military for a long period of time, yeah, I mean, you're probably bouncing around to different places. Although I do know people who have been able to like stay within like two or maybe three duty stations, and it's just like, how, man? Like
Yeah.
the detailer like hooked you up, man, or you just got lucky or something. But yeah, yeah, that bouncing around thing. Yeah, I can see that being like being one of the main reasons why you
Because
don't.
I mean, I will say definitely as like the older I get, the less like energy and willpower I have to want to go do these things. And like I feel a lot more now. And I know it's like part of being winter, part of being back in Rhode Island, like I've never loved being here. Like since a kid, like bouncing around and all this other stuff, I was like, man, there's got to be more to the world than this. And lo and behold, there is. So it's like every time I come back here, it's like, yo, you're back where you started. Like, is this what you're trying to do? Although it's always under different circumstances. I'm just like, but also like I grew up here as a kid. Everyone's like, oh, you're from here. Like, you should. I'm like, I left when I was 18, dude. I didn't do anything in Rhode Island. Like, I don't know anything about Rhode Island. Like, between now and 18, like I've spent a total of maybe a year and a half, like 2 years max, like in the last 20 years here. It's like I don't go out and do stuff. I come home for Christmas and I see my family, and like that's it. Like we don't go out and do things. So every time I ask everybody, I'm like, oh, like we should go out and do something. They're like, what? Like what? There's nothing to do in Rhode Island. Like that's what everyone says about wherever they're from. There's nothing to do here. Like, okay, all right, then let's do nothing. We're like, what do you want to do? Like, and that whole like level of like I'm miserable and I'm gonna make you know it. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
I'm trying. I'm trying.
yeah, yeah. That's real talk. That's real talk, man. I love that picture of your dog in the background. Looking up at it. Yeah.
Well, Brody.
It look,
Yeah.
looks very I don't know, astute, or he looks like he's about to, receive that good command or a good treat or something like that.
Yeah. Brody, I mean, Brody doesn't know it, but he was blessed because he was born deaf, and my brother, like I don't think Brody would have made it if he could hear like just any of the things coming out of his mouth. So him being deaf, he's the best dog. He's got gangly little dumb teeth. He's a doofus, but he's a sweetheart.
That's sweet. That's sweet. Well, getting about that time to see if you have any saved saved rounds.
No, man, I don't. I don't got nothing. All I got is, try to stay positive, focus on the positive, man. It's easy. It's easy to be miserable. It's easy to be negative. We know there's a lot of bad stuff going on, but be the change you want to see, right? Like that's a conversation I'm having with my brother every day. Oh, I'm just miserable. I'm like, this it's all of the things you're choosing to focus on. Like you could wake up every day, all of these things still exist. What are you going to do about it? What can you do about it? Like you could sit and be miserable and think about all the things you don't got and all the bad going on, and that's gonna be your reality. Or you can be like, well, I'm alive. I got a chance at a new day. This is a great day to have a great day. So try. I get it, man. It's tough. It's tough being human, but we're in this together. We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah. No, that's real. Hey, do something. That's
Yeah.
my main thing is everyone needs to just do something. When you wake up in the morning, even if you don't actually take actions towards it, at least think about it. Take a moment, take some moments throughout the day to kind of think about, all right, hey, or not what are you, but what am I gonna do? What do I want to do? And then if you can, yeah, put some action to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because as I've been saying is you know, uh, what have I been saying?
I was about to say, you still ain't got it down.
I definitely do not have it down.
I think you might need to choose a new one until it sticks and it feels right, because
I
this
know,
one seems
right?
real forced.
I
It's
know
a
it
good
does.
one. I get it.
Yeah.
Achievement is
Oh,
made through a consistent action,
yeah, yeah, no, no. Success is attained through consistent action and growth. So keep doing what you're doing and just
or don't keep doing what you're doing if it's not working and switch it up.
right, yeah, there you go. And that you add that little piece in.
Yeah. At any point, at any time in your life, you can stop and say, I don't like this. I want to change who I am, what I'm doing, anything. If it's not working out for you, dude, don't commit. You can change. It's okay.
Yeah, and that is real. That is real. When should definitely take those assessments or reassess, take time to reassess what you're doing if you're not enjoying yourself or you find yourself, being complacent in whatever activity that you're doing, and you're like, hey, I don't like this feeling. So yeah, definitely.
Don't focus on being greedy. Everyone's, oh, how much money? And I get it because we think of money just securing everything, but it just buys you your time back. So, like, okay, you have all your time back. Money's not the issue. What are you doing? And, most people don't have an answer for that. I don't have an answer for that. I can't help you with that. But, you start thinking about those things. You're like, man, all I've been doing is just focusing on trying to get this money. And I've wasted, it's not so much wasted, but, you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And with that, we'll go ahead and get on out of here because this is hitting that 30-minute mark. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, you can't stomach too much of us. So we'll see you back for the next one. Love y'all. Get after it.
like and subscribe.
Also.
Peace.